Hello and welcome to Judy's Creations in Crochet. And today is May the 1st, 2024. I know that everybody looks forward to the first of the month. Of course, today is our special video where you get to see all the makes from all of the people that participated in the April Mal. And I hope some of you have been inputting them on Instagram and using the hashtag Judy's Mal 2024. Now, before we get started, I have just a couple of housekeeping administrative things to clear up. First of all, you're going to see me again tomorrow, but I have to tell you, I made tomorrow's video before I made today's video, so things may sound a little bit confusing. They definitely have been confusing for me. But that's just the way it worked out because I had the time to videotape early in the week, but I couldn't do this one because I was waiting for all of your entries. So it's just the way it goes. I also didn't get a chance. When I did that video, I don't know where I was. I wasn't with it, that's for sure. I forgot, and I wanted to send out a thank you to Joyce. I'm always very surprised when I get thank you cards for the prizes that I send you. And as you know, there'll be another prize this week. So thank you very much. I appreciated it. Very pretty. I like that. The other thing I forgot to mention, which should be in tomorrow's video and isn't, is that, as you know, last week I put out a surprise video with a lot of destashing yarn that I had for sale, and it overwhelmed me actually how many of you did get yarn. You got a very good deal. You certainly got lots more than the yarn you paid for, and you did not pay for full shipping, and there wasn't anybody's shipping that was less than $28 and change, and I only charged 20, and there were quite a few that were over 30. So all the way around, you got a good deal. But I can say this, that I'm all caught up. They're all mailed out except one that I made a mistake on. I have to redo. But there is a little bit left if you missed that video or you want to get in on the special. I would say I have enough for sure for one more, probably two. Yeah, I'm thinking two more people if you're interested in one of my mystery bags. Either fingering or worsted weight. I definitely have more in the worsted weight. Of course, you will get a mix, but telling me fingering or worsted would at least give you hand dyed in the weight that is your preferred weight, because I have both in hand dyed. But anyway, I just thought I would mention that in case anybody missed out or was interested yet in participating. I'm sure I could do a couple more. Email me if you're interested. Also, what am I wearing? I haven't the foggiest. It is, one of the, I'm trying to think if this is a CJ Brady, but I have my suspicions that this may be Annie's Crochet or Carmen Heffernan. I have done things on both of them, but it is what I would call a fashion scarf or a shawlette. And I have to tell you, this yarn, again, don't know what yarn it is, just something I picked out of my stash. I probably did this 2, 3, maybe even 4 years ago, but this yarn is absolutely soft. Makes me wonder if it isn't a cash silk sock, because it is that soft and yummy. And I'm I'm tempted to keep it for myself because I don't think I have any pink ones, and it is very, very soft. All right, I think that covers all the housekeeping, so why don't we get started? I need to sit dead center here so that I can split the screen properly. And we're going to get started on this month's slideshow. So we will start with Anvita, who is from India, and she sent what she called a simple floor rug, and it was done in a very heavy weight. And then we have, I don't know how to pronounce this. I hope you will tell me. In your emails, it's spelled B-O-N-N-E in one spot and B-O-N-N-I-E in another spot. I have to guess your name is Bonnie from Pennsylvania. And I wish you'd set me straight once and for all on the spelling and on the pronunciation. And she has done a puffed post square. This is for it's a puff post square blanket, and she has used a pattern from Hooked by Robin. Next we have Ellen, who has made this top. She says it is a pattern from Jennifer at Cinnamon Stitches, so you would know her. She would be on YouTube, and there's a tutorial. Then we have Marie, who is from Virginia, and she has done this Rainforest Retreat shawl, a pattern by Lisa Attic. I'm thinking I've done something by her in the past. The name is familiar to me, Attik. Then Naomi, who is from Washington State, has done the Bird of the Night shawl. She actually did a smaller version, so a shawlette, and it is a pattern from Crystal of Bag a Day. So again, there would be a tutorial. Then Judy P. I don't know where Judy is. I'm sure I knew, but I've forgotten. And she has done this matching dishcloth and kitchen set. And Maria, who is from Massachusetts, has done Ophelia Talks spring shawl, not the reading shawl, it's her spring shawl, with a few modifications, she said. Then we have Mary with this Maria, and Mary. We had to be very careful. Mary is from South Africa, and she has done this Retro Waves knitted shawl. So here's a knitted item, and it is a drops pattern from Garn Studio. Then we have Rebecca, who is from Mississippi, and she's done a number of items. First, we have this white pocket shawl, and it is by Jolie Knotts, so that I believe is on YouTube. Then it looks like the same yarn is used for her oyster shell scarf. Very unique construction. Oyster shell scarf, and then she made a scarf shawlette that's a pattern by Fiber Flux. She didn't say a name on that one. And Meredith, who is from Ohio, is continuing to make her squares. I think there are several of you that are making squares, and some of you are following, it'll come to me later, you're following a Cal online, but I think all of you have the intention to put these together into a blanket by the year end. Then we have Judith, who is from California, and she's done this cat ear hat First time I've seen or heard of a cat ear hat, but we had 2 of them this month. It's funny how that happens. Then we have Judy T, who is in Ontario. And she's doing a series of squares every month. I think it's the same square with different colors, but I can't swear to that. This is the Splendid Serendipity Square, and it's by Loopy Stitch, who is on YouTube, so you can find that tutorial. Then Kathy, who is in Ontario, she has done this Warlock wrap, and it is by Selena Baca. And I remarked when I got it to Kathy that it looks an awful lot like Ophelia's reading shawl. It doesn't have the open windows in the side. Then Renee, who is from Alabama, has knitted this teddy bear, and she has also knitted the sweater and scarf that he is wearing. Then Magina, who is Magina? Guess it depends. Who is in Connecticut, has done this open mesh shawl, and she says this is a pattern by Hooked by Robin. I'm sure we're all Fiberflux and Hooked by Robin. I think we've all heard of both of them and have followed a number of their tutorials online. Rosanna has submitted this blanket, and it's a pattern from Highland Hickory Designs. Again, I know she does donate all her blankets. Then HD has done this little girl amigurumi. And Lillian, who is also from Ontario, has done this macaron hat. She said both the pattern and the yarn are from Premier. They have, I didn't realize this, that Premier has a section of patterns. Must check into that. We have a little guy who's playing with the yarn box. Next is a submission from Carmen, who is in California. And she says she's practicing her knitting, so I guess she's fairly new to it. And she's made this Monita Cozy Rasta hat by Maureen Bennett. Monita, I guess. Monita. That's what it looks like to me. And Denise, who's from Minnesota, did her own thing this month, making some hats and a matching scarf with one of them. Various shades of purple. Then we have Tina, and Tina is from Australia, and she has sent me this corner to corner blanket. And Lenan, who is in Florida, has done this bandita cowl. So it has a bandana front attached to a cowl. And next we have Christine, who is in Kentucky, and I think she's been doing this monthly as well. This is the Willow Granny Square, and it's from Adore Kriya Crochet, which is somebody on YouTube. I hope I'm saying that right. Kriya or Cray, I don't know. Then Carol Ann is from Kansas City, and she's done this ladies lightweight shawl. She has adapted it a bit, and it is it's a bod creation. And then it said sweet cherry wine, so I'm guessing that it's considered a lightweight shawl, but the actual name is sweet cherry wine. I don't know, but it's a crystal pattern. Then Joan, who is from Arizona, she has done this Lulu basket bag, and the pattern comes from Two of Wands. Two of Wands is, she has a blog, and I think she's in Ravelry. I've seen her a few places. Then Barbara B., who is from Missouri, has done this doily. She said she got the diagram on the internet. I'm wondering if maybe from Pinterest, but she's done this doily. I give credit to people that do that fine work. Next we have Debbie P., who is from Arizona. And for her granddaughter, she made this top and a scrunchie, she says, from no pattern. And then she went on, she was a busy lady this month. She went on to do a couple dishcloths, which she says are from Glenda of Creative Grandma, who is again on YouTube. And then she's done this head bandana, so it's not a big bandana, it's a small bandana, and also a water bottle carrier. And the patterns were by Passion Knit Kelsey, and all the things were crocheted. Then Faith from Michigan did this Empower, it's all one word, bandana, and I think the designer goes by Empower. I think that's what she was trying to tell me. Then Susan from New Jersey is participating in the calendar blanket cal, I guess you would say, that is out there by Jada and Stitches, so it's online somewhere, people. So she submitted these 4 squares. I'm guessing that every month there is a different square pattern from Jada and Stitches. Susan is from New Jersey. I don't think I said that. Then Josephine's from North Carolina, and she has done the tendril shawl. I did this back a while, and it's a shawl by Carmen Heffernan. You remember I did a focus on Carmen, and she's also called Annie Design Crochet. Then we have Barbara M., who is in Alberta, and she said she just knit this simple asymmetrical shawl. I think she said she was trying to use up some stash. Then we have Lisa, and this is Lisa that's from Ontario, and she has done this, I think it's called the Fia shawlette. My writing was very sloppy there. And again, a pattern by Carmen Heffernan. And I'm always so happy later to see you do patterns by some of these people that I spend time talking about, doing a focus on. That way I know that you have appreciated or enjoyed me talking about them, and you find something in their, their package of patterns that you enjoy. Okay, moving on. We next have something from Lori, who is from PEI, that's in Canada, folks. And she has done the world's simplest mittens, and this is a pattern by Tin Can Knits. So another knitted item. Then Adam from the UK, who got off to a rough start with our Riverity wrap, but he eventually conquered it, and now he's made a second one, but this time he made a scarf version of it. So it's narrower than the ones we did back in the winter. And, excuse me, Jackie is also doing squares. I think she's called Hip to Be Square, and she's doing a monthly thing with squares, and so Jackie has submitted a square from what she's doing there. And then Melissa, who is in Pennsylvania. Jackie, by the way, is in Alabama. I don't think I said that. Melissa is in Pennsylvania, and she said she made this hat as a bit of a mashup from two different patterns from Crystal of Bag O' Day. Then Linda from Illinois has submitted this shawl, and she had two pictures, but I took the close-up one so you could see the lace in it. She wanted me to see the lace, and you can see the sparkles in the yarn she used. Then Bonnie, who is local to me, Bonnie's going to Toronto with me, has submitted this shawl this month, and this shawl is the winter ice pattern from Annie Design Crochet, again, Carmen Heffernan. So a few from her this month. Then we have Kayla from Iowa, and she has done this Athabasca Falls pullover. And this is a pattern from MJ's Off the Hook. And Sherry from Alabama, we have lots of Alabama people here. She's done this hexagon cardie. And Deb M from Arizona has done this sweater. Didn't tell me anything about the sweater. And then we have Lisa M, who is from Alberta. She also has done this cat ear hat. I guess this must be a fairly new, popular pattern out there. Then we have another Debbie W, who is from California, and she has done this ice cream swirl hat, and it's a pattern by Courtney, I think it says Larson. I obviously was getting near the end, and I was getting tired, and I wasn't writing very well. Anyway, Courtney somebody. And Tammy has sent me a picture of a dishcloth she did this month. And Cindy, who is in Costa Rica, has submitted a couple. First we get this shawl, and then we get this doily. And she says, I know this is the wrong season for this, but she was making it for a friend of her son's, and it was in the right color for this month. So she sent me the picture of that as well. Again, doily, must be very, very fine yarn she has used. So that brings us to the end of our submissions. And this month we had 45 people. So, you know, we're pretty steady in the 40s. I just bet, though, that maybe by year's end, we might make it up to 50 one of these months. Just to fill in anybody that's new, because I did have, in 1 week, I had a big jump of 10 or 15 new subscribers. So again, I'm just going to very briefly explain what's happening here. On the first of the month today, I show a picture. This month it is, get out of there. Get out of there. This month I'm doing pictures of tropical birds. And from that picture, you take the inspiration, some color from it, one color, all the colors, whatever number of colors you see in the picture, and you use that as your inspiration to make an item. That item has to be sent to me, and I better get my calendar out here before I forget. Oh, there's a calendar, so I have it handy. And you send me the picture and you get in the slideshow. Now, a few rules. It can be any yarn craft. So most send me crochet and knitting, but there are other weaving and rug hooking. And somebody dyed some yarn, and Adam says 1 month he's going to dye yarn from the inspiration. So you send me the picture of whatever it is you make by the date that I give you, and I submit it. I put it in this video, this slideshow, and when you send it to me, and by the way, my email is in the description box below, judyscreations21@gmail.com. And when you send it to me, of course, you have to put your name on it. And I like to know the pattern, if there is a pattern name and designer, only because people see things that they really like and they would like to make them. So by telling them the name of the design and the designer if possible, they can usually find it and make it themselves. The yarn you used isn't important because none of us have the same yarn, and we'll make it in whatever yarn we have and whatever we like. And I also like to have, beside your name, I like to know where you are from. You noticed today we had somebody from India, somebody from Australia, somebody from South Africa, as well as a number of the provinces in Canada and spread around the US. I haven't had somebody, there's quite a few states that I have yet to hear from, but maybe one day. I think someday I'm going to do like Seta did, and I'm going to get a calendar and I'm going to mark where all my viewers are from. That's something to think about down the road. So that's how this works, and we will see the picture in just a minute. But I have yet to show you the item I made, and I'm not 100% happy with this. I used a fingering weight tweed yarn. I really like the yarn. The yarn, I'm sure I have a picture, and I can put a picture of the yarn I used up here in the corner. And the yarn came from Created for You by Laura. It's fingering weight, 85-15 merino and Donegal nib. That's what gives it the tweed, and there's 436 yards. I had 2 skeins. Oh, it's called Mermaid and Purple Pop. I had 2 skeins, so I wasn't really worried. I have done this pattern. This is the 3rd time I've done this pattern. It will be the last. I thought this would be my final, and I'd be really happy with it, because the other times I used yarn that was too heavy. I did it in purple before, a purple tweed, but it was DK and heavier than I liked. And I thought, oh, this will be the perfect yarn. And it is, I believe it's called Breathe Easy by CJ Brady. And I will put the link to this, to CJ Brady. I'll put the link to her in the description box below, but it is Breathe Easy, and I will indicate that. So it starts at one end, and you get the increases till you get to the middle, and then you get the decreases till you get to the other end, and it is a 1 skein depending on your tension, your hook size, And I think I added a few more rows in the middle to make it longer. So this is, I'm going to say it's awful close to 6 feet. I did not block it. It didn't seem to need it. And I'm going to show you carefully, and you see if you see the problem that bothers me. So here it is. I'll start at this end. Here we go. This is where I started. And this is the middle. And do you see what happens? There it is. So I don't know what I can do with this. The other skein, definitely not the same dye lot. So I don't know. I mean, there is nothing I could do except take the whole thing apart back beyond the middle and make it shorter so I could do the whole thing in one color, and I don't feel prepared to do all that work. But anyway, there is my finished object. I finished this last month, and yeah, so that's that. I think I should not bother with that pattern ever again. It's not a hard pattern. I enjoyed the pattern, but I've had such poor luck with it. I think that pattern and I are jinxed. I will not do it again. All right, the next thing you're waiting for is, I like to draw a winner from, what's going on here? Okay. Here is the wheel of names. And as you know, I'm going to tap it, and I'd like to get that out of the screen. We don't need that. Okay. I'm going to tap it, and we're going to wait until it totally finishes to see who the winner is. There we go. And Rebecca has won for this month. One thing I have neglected to say many times, and it's never happened, so I've not worried about it, but if I were to pull the same name as last month, only last month, I would draw again. I wouldn't have the same winner 2 months in a row. I think Rebecca might have won. No, I don't think you've won the wheel, have you, Rebecca? But I will get one of my cotton acrylic cakes in the mail to you. It will probably go out, might go out tomorrow, this week. So congratulations, Rebecca. All right. So the next thing, and I know that you all are waiting for this anxiously, because most of you say something to me when you send your picture that you can't wait for the next month. Excuse me. So, are you ready? This month is quite different. I know I keep saying that, don't I? I think you're going to be surprised at this month. So I put a picture that fills the screen, so you're able to get a screenshot of it, and then you have it for whatever purposes you need. Some of you are YouTube creators yourself, and you like to show it when you're working on your item. So here we go. Here is the May tropical bird. So I hope you got a good screenshot. In just a minute, I'm going to put it up here. Now, first of all, for those of you that know me, think, oh my goodness, Judy, what are you going to do with all that yellow? I'm going to surprise you is what I'm going to do. I like to work with black. So black with anything, I don't have a problem working with black. So I'm putting a picture up here again of the bird. So obviously I have black, and I played around with several ideas, and I did find this yellow in my stash. I don't know if you remember that I had somebody give me a basket of things last fall, well, last summer, I think. It is very thin compared to the black. So I think I'm going to have to use it double-stranded with my black. Now, I was going to try to put the other colors in it. I went and got some orange, but I don't know what I would make with a big amount of black and yellow and this teeny little bit of orange. If I can come up with something, I might put the orange in. But I'm kind of playing with the, this by the way is cash silk sock. I love cash silk sock. I'm kind of playing with the idea of doing something brioche. I saw a cowl, a couple of cowls done in brioche, and I've never really done it, and I'd really like to try it, and this would be a good trial. And if I like it, then I can see putting it into other things. They put it into scarves and sweaters and variety of things. So I'm playing with that idea. I'm not saying for sure. I may end up doing something in black and just put some rows of yellow and orange in it. I had the other colors pulled out, but they didn't really match. And I'm kind of a stickler for matching. You know, there's a green in there and my green wasn't the same. Well, then I didn't use it. So we'll see what happens. I may just use the two colors. Anyway, that's my thinking. So now you have to get busy, go to your stash or wherever and see what you can find that matches that toucan. So let's talk about deadlines. This is May, and the end of May is the Friday, and therefore June the 1st is a Saturday. Well, that pleases me because it's a couple days after my Thursday, and I can get better organized for something a couple days after my usual Thursday video. So I'm going to say that I would need Thursday and Friday. So your items that you are submitting, normally I say the 28th, but I'm going to say the 29th. May is a longer month. So I must have your items, pictures sent to me. By the way, you can post them wherever you want, but if you want to be in the slideshow, you must email the picture to me at my email, judyscreations21@gmail.com, by Wednesday, May the 29th, that night, because I will start working on them Thursday, making my list and getting ready for the video. So that takes care of May. Are you all excited now to go and find colors to make? A lot of you may skip the black. I don't know, because some people find black hard to work with. I don't. So that's all I have to bring you today. You have another video coming at you again tomorrow. Like I said, I did it before this one. So some of the things I say there sound like, yeah, I didn't know what I was doing today, and that was the case. They were taped backwards. But next week, next Thursday, I didn't mention this, but tomorrow I didn't mention this. I have ESP. But I think next week, nothing really special. Tomorrow finishes the reading charts, the tutorials on reading charts. And if any of you have questions or want to send me things to answer, I'd be happy to get them. But next week we have nothing really special to cover, so I am going to do another review of EFA yarn. I haven't done one in a while, and I've recently used a couple of yarns from EFA that I've never used before. So I'm going to pick one of them and do a review of that yarn next week. I definitely have acquisitions. I have one acquisition sitting there, but I also know there'll be another one here before next week. So that's what we'll look at, is any FOs. I will have an FO, and I have a new whip on my hook, and of course some acquisitions. So hopefully you'll be back. Well, I'm talking a whole week in advance because I'm finished with tomorrow, but you haven't done tomorrow yet. So we'll see you all tomorrow. And in that small amount of time, happy hooking.